What's up everyone, Ben Schneider back again. You know, every so often I come on here with an unscripted commentary on something that I just want to get off my chest and talk about for a few minutes. I just want to take a small moment here to discuss what was, and in a lot of ways still is, my favorite website on the entire internet. And that's Racing Reference. Racing Reference has been unbelievably valuable for me in my research in terms of using it as a source for Wikipedia, in terms of it just being a historical database for this great sport and all the information that's hosted there. But a few years back, NASCAR took over the site's ownership, and slowly but surely, there's just been such a massive decline in quality control. I've got several examples I want to run through here real quick, but the most important in terms of my work is in regards to the final points standings for the ARCA Menards Series West this year. The season finale at Phoenix took place on November 4th. As of November 18th, just a couple of days ago, the West points still hadn't been finalized. ARCA PR Director Charlie Krall had emailed a spreadsheet out to all the media members with the final points, and I want to thank my good friend Casey Campbell for forwarding that over to me. So it's not like the final points weren't available anywhere. We had them, Racing Reference just hadn't updated them. And guess what? If you go to ARCA's website and click on the point standings, it just links back to Racing Reference, because NASCAR owns ARCA, NASCAR owns Racing Reference. Racing Reference is where you would go to get these points. And they hadn't been officially published on the internet, as far as I know, certainly not on Racing Reference, as of November 18th, 2 weeks after the Phoenix race. Now, I actually tried to record this commentary yesterday. I listened back on it, and not only did I not really like the way I talked, but I also spoke as if the points had still not been updated, and then yesterday I went to refresh the page, and they had finally been updated on Racing Reference, so I'm thankful for that. But having to wait 2 weeks, I'm just going to be blunt, that's unacceptable. A day or two, I absolutely understand. Even if they had waited till Monday morning, since the top 3 national touring divisions get priority, I get that. That's not perfect, but it at least is understandable, and it doesn't keep us waiting much further past the race weekend. But the race was over 2 weeks ago at this point. And this isn't a new issue this season when it comes to the West Series in terms of Racing Reference not giving us the full picture here. Take a look at the Sonoma race results. The car manufacturer is missing for Jake Drew, the winner of the race, who drives for Sunrise Ford Racing, a team where the manufacturer is literally in the team name. It's little things like this that drive me crazy, and it's why the comment sections were so valuable. Because anybody on the site who noticed that could leave a comment, it would be reviewed by a Racing Reference moderator before being approved, and a lot of times the error or omission would be double-checked, reviewed, and then the site would be fixed within hours. But now that NASCAR has taken the comments away, we don't have that ability anymore. And believe me, I tagged Racing Reference in a tweet, I sent them an email in regards to the West standings. I was trying to let somebody at the site know that it's been far too long since the season finale for the standings to have not been updated by now. Didn't hear anything back either time. And the lack of communication and the lack of an ability to leave those comments now, it just adds on to the frustration. But this right here might be the biggest issue of all. I saw a tweet from Seth Eggert earlier this week in regards to George Russell's Racing Reference page. And just take a look at some of this stuff. 21 of 18 Formula 1 races. A blank slot for race 17, which was supposed to be the Russian Grand Prix. A race that was canceled nearly 9 months ago. Look, there are typos, there are omissions, there are pages that need to be updated, but this is just broken. There's no other word to describe it. Something in the code or something, I mean, it's broken when it's this bad. And again, I know NASCAR owns the site now, and NASCAR's obviously going to be the priority, but come on. The site is still called Racing Reference, not NASCAR Reference, Racing Reference. The site still advertises that it tracks F1 race results. You have to be better than this. I'm not saying this to be mean or to rant, I'm just putting it out there because this site is too important for it to be in such a state as this. And I could keep going. There are plenty more examples of broken code and broken tables elsewhere on the site, pages taking way too long to update for other series. But I'm just going to leave you with this. If anyone from NASCAR or from Racing Reference comes across this video, again, I'm not trying to be rude, but you have to do better going into 2023. Because this site means a lot to a lot of people, including me. I cover ARCA for Grid Network for LastCar.info, and I was waiting to put my ARCA West race report together for Brock Beard because I didn't want to do it until the standings were finalized. And I still haven't done it. At this point, I'm not even sure if it's worth me doing it because the race was 2 weeks ago. But we were depending on those standings to make sure we had all the final positions right and we could go ahead and cover the series accurately. There are people that depend on this site to be updated in a timely manner. And it hasn't been this year. And I don't want to see it get any worse than it already has going forward. I'd love to get other people's thoughts on this. Let me know what you think about the current state of Racing Reference, the long waiting periods between updates, the removal of the comments, or whatever else is on your mind. I will be catching up on a lot of videos and other projects over the next couple of months now that the off-season's finally here. So be sure you stay tuned for those as well on this channel. And until next time, have a good day, everyone.